everybody, welcome to a new week. Thank you so much for watching last week's video. I hope if you have not managed to watch it yet that you will actually go and check it out, because I think the information there is very important for you to know where to get fashion resources from and the kind of fashion resources you need to get. You might take it lightly and think you've been winging it by going on Pinterest and Googling and all that, but sometimes it's just important to have a formal way of getting information, because the internet is filled with so many shortcuts about how to do things when you're sewing. By the time you want to take your business to a professional level, you might find that you have to redo a lot of things. So having formal places where you get information is very, very important for your growth. Today, I want to talk about where you can get your sewing supplies from. That means haberdasheries, things like threads, needles, pins, things like that, fabrics, and even your sewing machines. I had wanted to do sewing supplies video, then I realized I'd already done it. I guess I tend to do so many videos, sometimes I even forget I've done it. I'll link the video of sewing supplies in the description box below, so that you just watch it if you want to know the sewing supplies you need to start with. But I know that there are people who live in Nairobi who buy their sewing supplies, and maybe you're used to buying it in one particular place, and maybe there are places where it is definitely cheaper to get. So I would like to talk about where you get your sewing supplies in Nairobi. This is mainly for people who are at a smaller scale. If you are at a larger scale where you do things in bulk, definitely you'll need to go check out factories where you could purchase things. If I do manage to get a list of factories where you could get your things, I will share, but I've not done that kind of research before. I am so used to buying in smaller quantities that I know some factories that actually do bulk, but I don't know very many of them. And also a lot of things are imported anyway. Sometimes it's also cheaper to just import from China, India, or wherever it is people import from anyway. So let's just start with the list. Let's get to it. So I can tell you the names of the areas where you could buy things. I'm going to talk about specific shops and areas that you can be able to have a general idea. If you're new to Nairobi and you sew and you don't know how to get around these places, this list may help you get a general sense of direction on what to do. So let's begin. The first place is Nairobi Textiles. Nairobi Textiles is in the heart of CBD. It's off Luthuli Avenue and behind Kenya National Archives. I think with that direction, whoever you'll ask will be able to direct you to Nairobi Textiles. The building itself is called Nairobi Textiles, but there are also other buildings around Nairobi Textiles that sell fabrics and sewing supplies. So if you do go to Nairobi Textiles, do not restrict yourself to Nairobi Textiles itself. The buildings around there all kind of do that. There's a building called Brava that's also very, very popular. But that general area is a place where you could get your threads, zips, needles. Mainly there are people who sell fabrics. So they do sell African print fabric, and they do sell Western fabrics or plain fabrics, or all sorts of fabrics from mostly not natural fabrics, the synthetic fabrics. It's mostly synthetic fabrics, unless you're buying African print fabric, which is usually cotton or polycotton. Either way, it's a great place. If it's the only place you ever go to get your sewing supplies, you will be sorted. There are even a few shops that sell machines, all sorts of machines, from sewing machines to buttonhole machines to whatever machines you need. It might not be the primary place I'd go look for machines, but if you really just don't feel like moving around Nairobi looking for supplies, Nairobi Textiles is a great place for you to begin with. It's a high-rise building, so that means it's many floors of fabrics, and you can also get tailors who make things there. It's subject to if they finish on time, and also subject to the quality. I can't speak, I've never really worked with tailors from that building, but there are also people who have their businesses there who would rather be in that setup because it's easier to get access to whatever it is they need, and some people don't mind going to CBD. So if you drive, there's no parking, so do not drive there. There is no place to take a taxi, so you really have to plan your shopping when you're going to Nairobi Textiles. It's best to use public means, and if you really are buying in bulk, maybe arrange for transport from there. The people who run those shops could probably be able to help you. There are porters around the area who could carry your things for you to the nearest transport. It could be if you buy things from out of Nairobi, you could also shop there, and they actually do ship it all over the country. So it is very possible to still get your things from Nairobi Textiles. If I am vouching for any specific shops, most of the shops, the sellers are very trustworthy. So just whatever it is you're looking for, go ahead. There are people who also do specialize specific fabrics in their shops. Some people only do bridal fabrics, some people only do African print fabrics, some people only do suits or suiting fabric and all that. So it's a great place to start, so definitely check it out. If you're a fashion student, that should be one of your primary places to shop. The second place I would recommend is also in CBD, Central Business District, and it's called River Road. River Road is great specifically for accessories you need for your clothes. Not very many shops on River Road sell fabric, not like Nairobi Textiles, but you'll find your linings there, your zips, buttons, all those haberdasheries are very good to get on River Road. You'll find very many shops that do that there. There are a few shops that sell fabrics. You'll find a lot of curtains on River Road if you like to buy curtain fabric. You will find African print fabrics, some, especially if you use them for upholstery and stuff like that. You will find a Masai Shuka is best gotten on River Road. There are very many shops that sell the Masai Shuka. So River Road is very good for that. Also, there's a shop I like going to. There are two shops actually I like going to get my African print fabrics on River Road. So personally, I like them because I think they're cheaper than going to Nairobi Textiles. So do check it out. Zion and Vitenge shop, those are, I would definitely recommend those ones. So do check out River Road as well for your sewing accessories. The third most popular place is Eastleigh, written as Eastleigh. It is not within the Central Business District. Eastleigh, it's in a whole different section of Nairobi. You will definitely need to take another matatu from the CBD to Eastleigh. And when you get off there, it's a whole shopping area of shops and markets, and so I can't even direct you to one shop. There are very many shops that sell fabric, sewing accessories and everything. So if you live on that side of Nairobi and you don't like getting into CBD, you don't have to get into CBD to get what you want. You probably get everything there. Majority of the shops are run by Somalis, and because a lot of the Somalis have shipping businesses and they're the ones who supply all these other shops within CBD, you find that for some of them they do have shops in the city just to supply people in that area who don't like getting into CBD. Parking is 50-50 there. You could get, or you could just have your things shipped to you where you are, but you could also buy things in bulk and resell if you want to do a business where you're selling sewing supplies. Eastleigh could be a great place because a lot of the pricing is wholesale. Or you could also import and have it delivered there and then get it to your shop. So if you are an out-of-town person who doesn't live in Nairobi and you want to start a business out of Nairobi for selling sewing supplies, Eastleigh is probably the best place for you to go and check because a lot of their pricing is wholesale. For sewing haberdasheries, there are small factories and shops that do sell in bulk that you could buy within Kenya. They just make for within Kenya. I will definitely do a video. Probably the last video I'll do next week is basically wholesale places where you could buy things for your sewing business. It could be a helpful list, so I'll definitely work on it, and hopefully I'll be able to have it ready in 2 weeks. So Eastleigh is shop number 3. So if you want fabric that is better quality in terms of high-end, more high-end type of fabric, then Westlands is where you should go. So Westlands is like a city within a city. It's a whole other it's a whole other business district within Nairobi. It is more, I could say it's more high class, so that means the shops you get there will be very expensive. But if you want very good quality, and not that the other shops don't have good quality, but these specific shops have more high-end fabrics, even if the quality is the same as CBD and Eastleigh, you will find that their prices are higher. So it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you're looking for very, very specific things, because they tend to really specialize in very specific things, and they tend to be very, very particular with getting original things from their suppliers. So especially if you are really doing export market and you want to know what is in the fabric that you are selling, then I definitely recommend that you shop for your fabric in Memsab. They tend to know what the composition of the fabric is, the composition of the thread is, and all that. The other shops I've mentioned could know, but it's not really a priority. They're used to just selling what will move in Kenya, where most people will buy it because their client asks for it. But in Westlands, you'll probably find even things people don't ask for, and that may not be as popular. So if you want to do very over-the-top, specialized kind of designs, Westlands is the place to go. The shops are like Memsab. There is a shop in Sarit Center called In Stitches. It used to be called the Woman's Shop. I used to find the most unique fabrics there. Right now, they probably specialize more in being the supplier of Banina sewing machine. So Banina sewing machine is a very high-end sewing machine. So if you're looking for it, that's the place to go. They are a distributor of that machine, certified. And then there is Textile Loft that sell original fabric from you know, when high-end fashion designers are trying to get rid of their old stock, Textile Loft sell that kind of old stock kind of fabric. So it could be off-season, but it's very, very good fabric. I don't know if that's all they sell, but the last time I was there, that's what they were selling, so it's worth checking out. So Westlands is definitely also worth exploring. Memsab does have a few sewing notions and fabric, so you could check that there as well. The other place you could check is Parklands. Parklands is not very far from Westlands. You could choose to walk. It could be a distance, but Parklands is a great place to check as well for high-end fabric. So the clientele for Westlands and Parklands tends to be the Indian community in Kenya, and they tend to buy very, very high-end kind of materials and sewing notions and all that. So you'll find that their target market could be that, but you could still buy things from there. So in Parklands, there is Freeman's shop. Freeman's used to be in CBD, but it moved. So it's in Parklands, and then there is a building, a big mall called Diamond Plaza that has very, very many shops. If you like shiny bling kind of sewing notions, you will love Diamond Plaza, because they have all sorts of nice sewing accessories that you could add into your projects that will make it very interesting. They have very unique fabrics as well. You could check out. So you could check out if you just want to do very high-end sewing projects and you have the money, go ahead and check it out. And they are also willing to bring in a roll for you. If you need a roll of fabric, they can organize it and check the quality for you and bring it in. It might be a longer route or more costly, but I guess if you don't want to do that whole process yourself, it's worth exploring. So do check out Parklands. It's also a great place. Parklands would have parking. Westlands as well would have parking. It's also 50-50, because Nairobi is just Nairobi. Parking is either or. But you could also just go with a cab and arrange for transport on it. You don't have to go with public transport there. You could actually go with a cab. It's probably just wise not go with your own car in general. Getting parking can be a real headache. Yeah, so Parklands. So Biashara Street is the next place I would recommend, and that's back in CBD. Biashara Street is one of the oldest streets I know, and I used to go shop there when I was a student because it was very close to school, and it's one of the first places I learned about for shopping, because the school I used to go to used to really recommend Biashara Street because they felt like the fabrics were better quality there. But when you're a student, you care more about what you're getting for the money anyway. So Biashara Street had a lot of sewing supply shops. Right now, it's known more for baby toys and clothes, and basically if you're having a baby, Biashara Street is a place you go and buy things. It's changed a lot over the years, but there are still a few sewing supply shops in Biashara Street. Some have very, very unique supplies and that you'll probably not even find on River Road. So Biashara Street and River Road are kind of on the same line with a roundabout in between. So if you are going into River Road, you could easily access it from Biashara Street. You could go to Biashara Street with a cab, it's very possible. But it's also just advisable for you to use public transport and just get to Biashara Street as well, because it's in CBD. It's not always easy for cabs to drop you off at a specific point. But if you are looking for sewing accessories, even unique ones, you can get them there. You can get some unique fabrics. They don't always restock as fast as they used to because people are probably shopping different places. A lot of the shops are being run by very, very old people who may or may not sell their businesses or may move to Parklands, because a lot of the shops that were in Biashara Street are moving to Parklands. But because there's usually a lot of tourists who are dropped off around there who are looking for maybe African inspired fabric and stuff like that close to City Market, because Biashara Street is very close to City Market, then you will find that some shops will remain in Biashara Street. So if you're looking for, especially if you're Kenyan and you're looking for pins, Kenyan pins, or things with the Kenyan flag and things like that, if you're looking for kanga, definitely I would recommend Biashara Street. The Mali Abdallah kanga and all that, they sell all the original kangas in Biashara Street. I would not even buy it anywhere else except there unless I'm buying it from Mombasa itself. And if you're looking for Masai Shuka, if you're looking for batik, original batik prints, you'll find it in Biashara Street. So shops like Harriers are very, very good for memorabilia from Kenya if you're looking for that, especially even in fabric form. Kikoi is very good in Biashara Street. The Kikoi in Biashara Street tends to be better quality than what you get in River Road because it has more cotton. The River Road one tends to be more polyester. I would recommend Atuls as well, although Atuls sometimes you have to check if the price is friendly. Sometimes they do hike their price up a bit. There is Rivertex. There are two Rivertex. There's Rivertex of the Kenyan. It's a retail shop for the Kenyan factory in Eldoret, and then there's another Rivertex that sells imported sewing supplies and things like that. So do check it out. It's worth exploring. You never know what you'll find. It has definitely changed over the years, but I still go there from time to time. I would also recommend Ngara. Ngara is kind of like Biashara Street in a way. It was there for a long time with so many shops, but things changed over the years and a lot of the shops moved to Diamond Plaza or Parklands or closed completely. There are still a few sewing shops there, so you could go check shops for fabric. Amazon's is still there. Amazon's has very, very unique, nice fabric. It's still going strong. You could go check it out for unique fabrics. Even sari fabric. Ngara, I used to find a lot of the sari fabrics from Ngara. I guess also because there was a big Indian population there, you could get that kind of fabric there. Right now, I don't think there are very many. You'll probably find more in Diamond Plaza. But if you're looking for unique fabrics, you could also get it there. A lot of the places in Ngara have turned to small-scale factories where people make things, so maybe it's become more popular for that. It changed a lot when the road was made, so a lot of shops migrated to Parklands. So do check out Ngara as well. before I forget, Ngara is not in CBD. It is a bit on the outskirts of CBD. Outskirts. You could actually walk to it, but it's better if you actually just take either public transport or taxi to Ngara. If you don't want to walk all the way, but it's possible to walk. I've done it many times. So the other street I would recommend, which is within CBD, is Kijabe Street. Kijabe Street, I go mostly to two shops, General Machines and All Global Textiles. So, sorry, it's called All Tex Global. I'm so sorry. So the General Machines is for sewing machines, and All Tex Global is for fabric. So there is a branch of that shop on River Road. That shop is bigger and it has a wider selection. They even have a WhatsApp group that you could join and just know when they have new stock, or you can just inquire if they have what you're looking for and you buy. They have upholstery fabric, they have fabric for sewing. A lot of their fabrics are from factories, so they have it in rolls. So they have both local manufactured fabric and imported fabric. General Machines has been there for time immemorial. If you're looking for original sewing machines from specific companies like Brother or Juki and all that, General Machines is awesome. They even have unique sewing machine accessories that you might not find in other shops. So do check out those two shops in Kijabe Street. There are other shops there you could check out that sells machines and stuff like that. So it's up to you to check it out, but I'm just telling about the ones I go to. So Kijabe Street is worth looking at and checking out, and you could go by cab, yes. If you use public transport, you walk a bit of a distance, but it's still within CBD, so it's not too bad. Yes, so do check out Kijabe Street. So for stationery, you need stationery. You need brown paper, you need books, you need all those. Some of the books I mentioned last time were from Textbook Center. There is a Textbook Center in Kijabe Street. There are textbook centers all over the country, so you could get books and stationery supplies there. You could also check Office Mart, which also has a lot of branches, or smaller stationery shops. You might not get books that you need in those shops, but you get your pencils and your chalk and whatever it is you need for your sewing, your rulers and things like that. So you know you still need stationery. So stationery, it's a bit more open, you don't have to restrict yourself, but I personally prefer Textbook Center because I know I'll get what I'm looking for. Sometimes the prices are a bit higher, but I guess it depends on what it is you're looking for. So yes, stationery shops. Last but not least is the market. So there are various markets all over Nairobi that you could buy things from. So some of these markets also double up as places where people sew. So you might find that the reason why they're sewing supplies there is because people are sewing there or they're making things there. So markets are very, very popular. So one of the ones that a lot of people don't seem to know about is one called Maziwa. Maziwa is on Jogo Road. It's in a very hidden place, but I think if you tell the matatu that you want to go to Maziwa, they will drop you off at the entrance of Maziwa. Maziwa has leftover fabric from the factories, especially the ones in the export processing zone, and they sell them in rolls and kilos and all that. I guess depends on who you're buying from, and they have very, very good quality fabric. The only downside is you might not get the fabric again. So if you just want unique, good quality fabric for limited runs of a project, do go to Maziwa. It's probably not the best time to go now when it's raining in Nairobi, but it is within Nairobi on Jogo Road. Other markets like Karioko Market, you could get a few sewing supplies, but it's mostly known for making our Maasai market artifacts and beadwork. If you need beadwork done, and if you need to source for beads and basically anything to do with crafts, Karioko Market is the place to go for sure. Most of the things that are made in Maasai Market are either from Maasai's or Karioko Market. Very rarely would you get it from other places, or unless someone actually started a business to manufacture. It's a great place to source, even if you just want to delegate tasks like beadwork and you don't want to do it yourself. Karioko Market is the place for you to go. Other markets are like Makina Market, Kenyatta Market, There are various toy markets, there are various markets that have people who are sewing and selling sewing supplies. So you find that most of the time where people are sewing, there are sewing supplies that are sold. It could be very basic. Some of the time they are more expensive than going to Eastleigh or CBD and all that, because they actually go to places in CBD or Eastleigh to get them to resell them, and they tend to be, the markets tend to be not to be located within CBD, so they are usually in the outskirts of CBD, just to be able to create sewing supplies for people who need them. So if you don't want to go there to CBD to buy lining, buttons, zips and stuff like that, you would probably go to one of the markets, because they tend to be all over the place. You will find places where you would be able to purchase. So that's it. I am 100% sure I haven't exhausted every single place, but those are the places I know. And I hope that you found this very insightful and helpful, and that you'll be able to now shop for more things and explore more options for the sewing supplies that you need. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope that this video has been helpful one way or another. I really thought this is a great resource for people who want to buy things, because sometimes it's very difficult to buy things for even clients, because clients can be very specific, and sometimes it's easier for them to even buy their own fabric, only that maybe they'll buy the wrong quantity and stuff like that. But it's always good to know where fabrics are bought. I always believe it doesn't have to have a few fabrics in your stash. It could be you could gift it to somebody or keep it for yourself. And I don't think it's always wise to buy fabrics on impulse, especially because they tend to run out of stock, especially if you need it for like a big project, or you're getting married and you want everyone to wear the same thing. It's always wise to get the fabric early and in bulk, and anyway, depending on your need and your project and whatever it is you need to do. So I hope it's been helpful. I hope you'll check out the video that has the sewing supplies, and you'll also watch the video that has resources. And I guess I will see you next time, probably the last video of the year. I will try and look for the information about factories and places where you could buy things wholesale. Another thing is I will do shorts on the prices of sewing supplies and how much they cost, so that you could know. So if you've watched this video, just look out for the shorts during the week and you'll see the pricing of some of the items. I will give ranges because prices change. Thanks so much for watching this till the end. I guess I'll see you next time. Bye.